Here we are again. Another episode. Yeah, I'll start talking. Now, we had an in-depth review of the joke segment. In our last podcast, Fletch gave it a crack.
Did an awesome job.
Did a great job. I agree. You're a really good man.
Horrendous.
Put in the effort.
Ow.
And that's all that counts. Now, Tommy wasn't too impressed, so we thought, Tommy, it's your turn.
That's even worse.
Yeah. See, it's
Build
pretty
it up.
nervy on that side of the fence, isn't it?
I'm actually scared. Like, there's a reason why we picked you to do the jokes, Rod, or you kind of volunteered. But like, I was staying as far away from telling a joke as possible because I embarrassed myself enough. I didn't need to put myself in the spotlight to be embarrassed. But
well, I mean, without further ado, you can just get into it if you want to settle the nerves, like an old presentation.
Get this
just
over and done as quick as possible.
Find a person in the room and focus on them.
Pretend that they're naked. Was that
well,
the thing?
not in high school.
Okay, see that's what I'm talking about. All right, this is yeah. All right, boys. I told my wife she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised. Fletcher, your joke. Hey, that was the one that won. The other one that I had two. The other one was my grandfather has a heart of a lion and a lifetime ban at the zoo. That was the two that.
It's getting bad.
That's why Riley does the jokes, ladies and gentlemen. See, I'm feeling some serious embarrassment.
What? The delivery was good. I'll give you that. The delivery was good.
They say it's all in delivery. Clearly not.
Yeah, you just didn't have the resources that you just.
No, I looked up. I had about 30 jokes I looked up briefly, and yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed with one of those made me laugh.
That's all right. We'll go on to Fletch. Have you got one, or do you want me to do mine?
Set the bar low, Fletch.
Well, yeah.
No, I want to build up to Riley. Fletcher, you're next.
All right.
Bang.
Mine's not going to be worth it. Go.
Just an easy one. Why didn't the toilet paper cross the road? Or did he make it to the other side?
Why didn't? Hey, what's that again?
Why didn't the toilet paper make it to the other side?
Okay.
Why?
Thanks for asking the question, Riley. Got stuck in the crack.
Ah, you see, because bum.
Okay, that's a slight improvement. Still terrible. Slight improvement, though. Beat mine. I can't talk.
Thank you. That's what I aim for.
It's good from you. All right. Grandstand finish.
Absolutely zero. Is it? Would you say there's zero pressure or a lot of pressure on this?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think I think we've just embraced that we're really bad at this. It's my turn. Sorry.
Yep.
I was walking down the street the other day, just to the research shops. Went for a walk. It's good for the back. Just grabbing a coffee, and I saw they had a TV for sale in the shop window, and there was a sign that said TV cheap. It's got a broken volume knob. Looked at it and I thought, I can't turn that down.
Long run up for a
No, I like that. I like that. Does that say that my joke stands are low or yours are too high?
I think that's been a common theme. You laughing and him not laughing.
I actually thought it was funny.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Fletch?
Fair enough. Yeah.
So we've had a bit of
I
a...
ruined the delivery. I started laughing during my delivery. That ruined it.
We're going to have to supply up on some jokes here and get a bit
Will
better.
that be... Do you reckon we just... Was this a one-off, or do we try and make this a bit more of a theme that we all do jokes?
I think we're going to run out of jokes if we all do on every podcast.
And the standard that Fletcher and I have set is pretty low. I think we're 0 for 4.
This is the top of the barrel.
Yeah.
Imagine we get to the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, no,
Please,
true.
if you have any, send them in.
Yeah.
Avoid swearing. Dan had a great one, but it had the F word in it, so I couldn't use it.
Even though we've used it a few times, we do want to try and prevent.
And not,
kids are watching.
Not too...
Dirty.
Yeah, and racist.
Don't mind a little bit on the nose, but yeah, we are obviously an upcoming podcast, so we can't really be on the line, to be honest.
I feel like you just can't be on the line.
In general, but especially when we're trying to
it's
build a
dangerous.
brand. So,
Dangerous.
all right, onto the podcast, boys. G'day, guys, and welcome back to the Pub Test Podcast. You're listening to episode 9. Hopefully, you haven't tuned out after those 3 horrendous jokes. But the All Sports podcast, boys. How are we?
Very well. Very well.
Good.
Fletch?
Bit embarrassed after those jokes, but
Yeah, I have him too.
low platform, up from here.
That's true.
I
Can't
tell
go
you,
wrong.
it's a sinking feeling when the joke doesn't land.
When I was telling that joke, I was looking at you, and I see you cringing. I'm like, fuck, shit. So I was looking at you. It's like, please just smile, Riley, and you didn't. So
You butchered your old presentation.
yeah, it's the last time I'll be doing a joke anytime soon. But
all right.
we've got a exciting podcast. But this is I was really excited for this. We wanted to fit this in the footy podcast. This is our first time we've done a footy topic on the All Sports, but we ran out of time. With the grand final preview and stuff, we had an hour content already. So the 2013 draft, off the back of Paddy Cripps winning the Brownlow, we decided to do the draft. So, Fletcher, this is a great idea from you.
Thanks. I appreciate that loyalty.
You put in the channels like this?
Loyalty.
Loyalty.
I don't know. Yes, it was. Someone mentioned 2 people in that draft, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. On the back of Paddy Cripps winning the Brownlow, so I thought we'll go through it. There was a lot more players than I thought that were good. I generally thought that maybe top 5 would be hard.
It's a good draft.
The top 10 was hard, and there's some honourable mentions that we'll get to. Actually, we might do them first. Nah, we'll do them last. Honourable mentions.
Yeah.
So we'll jump right into this now. So what we're going to do is we're going to read out 3 to make sure you stick with us. We're going to read out the three draft picks from 10 to 1. So we're going to read out 3 draft picks and what teams had them and who they picked. Then we're going to give a 1 by 1 of who we would pick at 10, then 9, then 8. We'll try and make it quick. We'll maybe towards the end, the last 2 picks, we might be discussing a little bit more. But try and pause the podcast now and make your own list, and then see how it compares with ours, because it was bloody
really
difficult.
hard.
So
This took me 20 plus minutes.
it was difficult, especially at the end. There was a big log jam.
And that's where
good
it's
players.
great. There isn't a right answer or a wrong answer. It's your opinion, subjective. Everyone has different reasons for picking someone where they were. So I think it's going to be a great discussion. I'm excited.
So we'll get right into this now. So Collingwood, for pick 10, Collingwood had that, and they picked Nathan Freeman. Then pick 9, Melbourne had that, and Christian Salem.
Good pick.
Pick 8 went to North Melbourne, and they had Luke McDonald. He was a father-son. So who do we have for pick 10, boys?
Tommy.
This is tough. I've gone with Alir. So it was really hard because you're comparing players towards the back end with, I wouldn't say no personal accolades, but it's easy to compare your top end talent, so how many Australians, how many this, but you're comparing players based on basically who you like. I've gone with Alir.
Yep, fair enough. I've gone for George Hewitt at 10.
Damn. I went with Toby Nankervis at 10.
Very nice.
9. Who we got for 9?
Tom Barrass.
Charlie Cameron.
I got Dane Rampy.
Tom Barrass, that's a good one.
Yep.
8.
Matt Crouch.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know he's tapered off a little bit, but that's probably should have factored in a little bit more. But he was very good past few years. When back when Adelaide were fighting for that flag.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's true actually. Just not a good couple of years. Number 8 for me, Alir.
Oh damn! I already said mine on the other podcast. If you listen to it, Dom Sheed. So
very true. Tommy's mate.
Freak.
Yep.
So that's our first 3. We didn't have a single one that we agreed on.
All disagreements.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
George Hewitt was a good one. He was probably a bit stiff in mine. But
yeah, I thought get him in there. Just I don't know. It's much for muchness, isn't it? But
yeah.
And then Alir a pick above Tom Barrass just because he's probably a slightly better one-on-one defender. That's it.
Yep.
Nice. So now we move on to pick 7, which was the Brisbane Lions, and they picked James Aish. And then pick 6, Collingwood had him, and Matt Schoenberg.
Schoenberg, yeah, that was horrendous.
Pick 5, Cade Colin-Jasny, got by the Gold Coast Suns. So who do we have for pick 7? Riley.
Toby Nankervis.
Gee, I might be a bit stiff on that. I don't have him in mind at all. But I didn't have him. Spoiler.
3-time.
Number 7, I said mine. You would have seen if you listened to the last podcast. You would have heard mine. Dane Rampy.
I had Tom Barrass at number 7. Number 6, Tommy C.
James Sicily.
Same. James
There
Sicily.
you go.
I went Charlie Cameron. Damn.
Ooh.
Number 5, Riley.
You heard it on the last podcast. Josh Kelly.
Ooh.
Best name in the world, Thomas Barrass.
Jeez, he's gone high.
Is that 5?
Wow.
Is it 5?
Yeah,
Yeah.
5.
Tom Barrass.
I went James Sicily at 5.
Nice. So we're starting to get a little bit of. We see you guys in that same area now. So 5 and 6.
Yeah, we're getting to upper echelons.
Cream of the crop.
Yeah. So now I'm going to do 1 by 1 from now on. So we're going to change up a little bit.
Tough,
so pick 4 was the Doggies, and they picked Marcus Bontempelli. I have gone Zach Merritt.
Ooh.
What about yourself, Riley?
This is an interesting one. I've gone position on this one. I went Charlie Cameron at 4.
Wow.
Damn.
Yep.
Okay, that's a
He was a rookie draft.
Yep.
And shot all the way up to 4 on your list.
We'll come back to that when we finish this, because I want to. So that's a big one. I had him 9, so I'm definitely come back to that when we finish this. But for me, I went Josh Kelly.
Nice, I like that. Pick 3 was Jack Billings from St Kilda, or to St Kilda, sorry. Riley, what'd you have?
I had Zach Merritt at 3. I think this was a pretty easy one for me.
I had Josh Kelly at 3.
Yeah, fair enough. Alrighty.
This was the hardest one for me. These two.
This is the 2 big dogs of this draft, I reckon. Pick 2 was Josh Kelly to GWS Giants. Tommy, who'd you have?
I was hoping someone else would go first. I've gone.
You were just going to go with whoever we went.
Yeah, come on. Just do it with some confidence. Do you want me to go first?
Marcus Bontempelli, 2.
Bang.
The recency bias might come into play here, but I've gone Marcus Bontempelli.
I've gone with Patrick Cripps at number 2.
You already know my answer. And then obviously Tom Boyd went to number 1 draft pick to GWS Giants. Tommy, that means you're
Patrick Cripps.
Marcus Bontempelli.
Yeah, Marcus Bontempelli. So
there you go. So is that because of the Brownlow?
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I was talking to Marcus about this, and he's like, it's hard not to have in your head when you're doing this kind of thing. He's won a Brownlow. He has won a Brownlow, and Bont hasn't. I think he will win one. But I was got Reece Bryce probably going to play, but I just think Cripps is probably he's shouldered the load. It's probably not a reason because it's a bit stiff on Bont to say that I put Cripps as 1 because he really had to shoulder the load of a very bad Carlton team. But I just gut feel they're both not elite players, obviously. So his gut feel was like Cripps 1. But
fair enough.
It's not a wrong answer, is there?
No, not at all. No,
why'd you pick Bont over Cripps then?
I just think Bont, the fact that this year he had an off year by people's standards and he still had the stats that he did, I just think that he is like durable, consistent. Like I know your love affair for him is huge, but he's like my favourite non-Geelong player to watch in the AFL. And I just think, Cripps, unbelievable player, but I just think the Bont, like his body of work is just incredible. So I don't really know. It was just a gut feel for me. It was just him going number 1.
Splitting hairs.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Yeah, I went obviously Bont, as you said. The
affection.
And obviously I'm a doggy supporter, so it's pretty easy to pick your own player. He's obviously won the premiership, which is not, I know it's a team accolade, but also like he had 30. I lost the Brownlow last year, but had 33 votes. I mean, he would have won it this year if he had that year this year. The Cripps won with 29, so it's a bit of a. It's a bit hard to say that.
His season went under the radar for sure. So I forgot about it so quick.
And I think, this is a bit biased, but whatever I say, it's a bit biased. But Cripps had that 2019, 2020 wasn't great, whereas I don't think Bont has really had that season. This year was probably the season he still averaged 20 and a goal, which is only 2 players did that in the AFL this year, which was
for sure. Sorry,
I just admired what Cripps is. That's a good point. That I think Bont probably shown more consistency just because. But I think Cripps is. Would you say Cripps' peak was better? Probably not. So is Cripps' peak better than Bont's peak?
That's even a hard one to argue. They're both at their peak. They are.
Yeah.
Bont better skills.
Yeah.
Cripps probably can win his own ball better.
I just think he's seen him do it in such a bad side. He just had to be like a Herculean just for them to be like not even competitive. But
the only other thing is with Bont. Sounds so biased, but he's only missed the finals twice now, compared to Paddy Cripps, who's not made the finals.
Cripps' team's horrendous.
Well, would you say that this year?
This year, yeah. Okay, that's a good point. This year,
he's got him.
It's splitting hairs, and they're both. Why this is so interesting? They're both players that took leadership at a very young age.
Early,
They both was strong and steadfast. I want to be the captain at probably like 22 or 24. So. I don't think you see that in a draft. Normally you have one, maybe, that takes on so early, but both of them were so headstrong and taken on. They both got drafted into bad sides. I mean, when Bontempelli got drafted in there, the next year, lost their coach, lost their captain, and then lost their CEO. So, it was pretty incredible to flip that around. But obviously, there's more players than just Bontempelli to flip that around. But at the same time, Cripps has also taken a lot of load and said, I'm going to be the reason why this club. And his speech at the Brownlow was like, I am here to stay. So it was pretty incredible.
Rod, as I mentioned before, I want to hear Charlie Cameron at 4.
Yeah.
Ahead of Josh Kelly.
Yeah.
Explain.
That was position based for me. I went into GM mode, just going for position, just like and this is probably just a lot of gut feel as well. Just a genuine dynamite small forward who can kick 50 goals a year if you want him to. I just think that's honestly so rare, and maybe the fact that he's just in the spotlight so much, it might be a bit of recency bias. Like his last 3 or 4 years at Brisbane have been elite. And probably the opposite end of the spectrum with Kelly is that GWS, you don't watch much of them. They've been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. So that probably affects his reputation negatively, which subconsciously I just thought for some reason he was a bit lower. So, but you look at his stats and geez, he's been consistent. So it's pretty stiff for Kelly. But yeah, for Cameron, it was just a gut feel. Like that a small forwards are hard to find. And if you put these players in a draft, a lot of teams would want that.
Yeah.
Sort of small.
I would agree with that. I think it's easier
forward
to find a wing/midfielder than a small goalkeeper forward.
So that was more just like off pure talent. Kelly goes above, but it was more going into GM mode. Charlie goes number 4.
Like
and you want to change it up a bit, don't you?
No, like that. I do like that. That was a big shock. When you said Kelly 5, was it usually, I was like, okay, but
who's going to be
4?
4?
And
Yeah.
Charlie Cameron was the last name I expected. But
Yeah.
just quickly, anything after hearing, because we obviously know what our 10 were, anyone you reckon might be a bit stiff that you may have left out based on what the other 2 people have said?
Well, I'll run through some names that are a bit stiff to not make it. So Jeremy McGovern, he was drafted 2011, but then rookie elevated in 2013. So he was technically in that draft, but not really.
We'd tried not to count him.
Yeah, and then there was Darcy Byrne-Jones. There was Jake Cole-Jasny. There was Zach Williams. I think he was the same as Jeremy McGovern.
Yeah.
Rory Led was the same as Jeremy McGovern. Then there was
You got like Salem,
I was going to
Rory
say
Lobb,
Salem was probably the
Rory
biggest.
Lobb,
Luke McDonald.
Daniel McStay, Matt Crouch, Jarman Impey, Luke Dunstan, Blake Acres, Zach Jones.
Yeah. For me, Salem was 11 for me.
Yeah,
that's
I
true.
had Salem 11. Although, hearing you guys, I was surprised how high you guys had Nank.
Well, he's won the 3 premierships, and he's a captain now. That's the only reason I put him in.
Yeah, in terms of a ruckman, how good he is just as a general player, like above average skills, footy IQ. Basically plays as a 4th midfielder at times. Like his skills are really good. So
Yeah. I was surprised to see you guys, because I didn't even consider him. Like I probably had a list of 15. He wasn't on that 15.
Wow.
So yeah, that's why I was surprised to see you guys have him both in there. But yeah, Fletcher, anyone from your list that you thought you probably put a bit high, a bit low based on what we said?
That back. Can you say your 7, 8, 9, 10 again?
So I had Rampy 7, Crouch 8, Charlie Cameron 9, and O'Leary 10.
Yeah, see, I didn't have O'Leary. That was the one that would interest me.
That's fair, yeah.
Because he wasn't too bad at Sydney. I think he was becoming of age, but then he really came of age in Port Adelaide. But this year he was quite poor, and I don't think he's had a body of 4 or 5 years compared to these other guys like Tom Brass has done it for a little while. Dom Sheed's done it for at least 4 or 5 years. Charlie Cameron's done it for 4 or 5 years. Toby Danker has done it for a fair period of time, whereas O'Leary has only done it for probably 12 months, 18 months of top notch, and probably 4 years of average to showing promise, I would say, in my opinion.
That's fair.
So
That's fair. For me, I'd probably put Tom Brass high at 5. I'd probably listen. I think right now I'd put Sicily 5 ahead of him.
Oh wow, you had Brass above Sicily.
Yeah, I regret
crap.
that. I'd Brass 5, Sicily 6. I regret that.
Wow.
I'd change. Obviously, I'm not going back on it. But if you ask me that again,
What was the thoughts behind that? Is that
recency bias.
I don't know. Maybe what he did to us in the grand final. Brass, I don't know. But probably recency bias fact that he probably was a bit stiff. No, I wouldn't say stiff, but he was very much in line for All-Australian. But Sicily made the All-Australian team.
That's
so
the worst argument ever.
There goes that argument.
That's the worst argument ever.
I don't. I regret that. I think I'd put Sicily 6. Sicily 5 Brass.
you, sir, are an idiot.
Yeah, I know.
I set you up so you would say that.
I picked someone because he was close to Australian over someone that made the Australian team. Oh no, he was robbed of the Australian team.
And he was the number 1 defender.
Clearly one of the best defenders.
That was
in
actually one of our podcast
Yeah.
topics. I'd change that.
But this draft was super hard and very good picks. So only 2 players in Josh Kelly, and Marcus Bontempelli were in the top 10
And
and
stayed
stayed in
there.
the top 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Cripps was at 13, who was pretty unlucky, and Sheed was at 11, so also pretty unlucky. Like they're only 2 or 3 picks away. The rest, I mean, very low. Zach Merritt 26, I can see here. Toby Nankervis 35, George Hewitt 32, Tom Brass 43,
Sicily
Alir
54.
44, Ben Brown 47. There's a lot of Sicily at 56. So
Draft.
there was a lot of.
There you go.
It kind of it almost shows a little bit. You know, to be in the top 10 to have a good player.
It's so different to the NBA, isn't it? And
Yeah.
all those American sports. Like, there's not that same level of analysis at the NAB league level and all that. That in the NBA they just find 5 or 10 guys and everyone agrees that they're the best. Whereas in the AFL, it's more on player development and the culture of the club that just builds them into the player they become.
And it also helps that they're playing against kids in the TAC Cup, so it doesn't really give you a true indication when they start stepping up and playing against men. So it's a pretty interesting argument. We'll see how this year's draft goes.
Yeah, that was good. That was good fun. I think we should do that more often. I really enjoyed doing
Just
that.
pick a good draft and we'll sort through it.
Something
Give
over the off
us
season.
on Instagram, comment your top 10 because it'd be interesting to hear if people agree with us or they were against us.
I'll put them up on the socials just so people can have a visual of it all. And then give it a comment or let us know what yours would be if there's anyone that we forgot or anyone you're very passionate about. I'm sure that would be the case.
Richard's put Josh Can probably commenting Nenka in the top 4. I know a few in our group.
Top
Jacob
4.
Exel, Dan Hooper. We always have his
Top
Corey.
4 though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Come on.
Tommy
Josh
didn't
say-
have Nank in his top 15 players here. I just want to confirm that
You
to
did say
everyone.
that.
I'm trying to think. Hang on, let me try and think about who I'd have. I'd have Salem above him, so 11. Amon would be above him, 12.
Really?
Hewitt would be above him, 13.
Amon would be a
Yep. I'd have
Hewitt above him.
Yep.
gee whiz.
I'm thinking myself.
Boy,
Zach Jones.
No.
This doesn't bode
Blake
well
Acres?
for your fantasy basketball
Jarman Impey?
aspirations this year.
No,
Tom.
not Germany. Look, I think Nank could. I don't want to go
Dan
back. to that.
McStay.
I think Nank could probably be about 15. He'd be like 15.
Mate, you only got to 12 there. You need to name another 3 players.
No, I didn't. I got Amon and Salem. That's 12. I had George Stewart 13.
My point. You got to 13. You
Hang
need a
on.
couple more players.
You
I
said
did
someone
say-
14. Was it McStay?
No, I did definitely didn't say McStay. Dom Sheed would be above him.
Oh,
I'd have Dom Sheed above him. I know I hate Dom Sheed. I have him above him. And I'd almost have Luke McDonald above him.
No.
Honestly,
Jesus.
it's probably my Richmond hate coming through.
Who is this guy?
I think I'd have Nank. Okay, I think I'd have Nank 14, 15.
Oh, shit. That is brutal. I hope Nank isn't listening.
He might kill me.
He's probably
Oh,
crashed
he'll
his
eat
car.
you.
But
God.
yeah, there you go.
All right, that's a lovely segment. We'll try it again.
Yeah,
another time.
wow.
Back with the NBA news. We've got some start bench cut to do later, but first we've got to get through some NBA news. There's not much, but there is a little bit in the Euro basketball. Spain has won it with one of the worst teams. This is in quotation marks, one of the worst Spain teams to be put together, but they beat a very strong France team. We know Rudy Gobert just got traded for a lot of picks and things like that. He had 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks.
One of the great chokes,
Like,
you have to say.
you're kidding me.
In a big game, and he's done it again.
And
What is with him? Is it mental? It has to be mental,
I don't know. But,
surely.
yeah, it's got to be. But, to be fair, or not to be fair, not a single NBA player was on that Spain team. So, surely Fournier and Rudy Gobert could get something together and do something.
Dominate. How does he only have 6 rebounds? I know they're shorter quarters,
Yeah.
but 6 rebounds.
Like, as a
Come on.
7-2er, and only 2 blocks too. Moving on that, one of the biggest fumbles you've ever seen, Dennis Schroeder signs a 1-year deal with the Lakers for $2.4 million. He was once, from the same team, offered a 4-year extension for $84 million.
Imagine.
It's $21 million a year compared to $2.4 million.
And we were talking about Brunson, his contract being a bit much. Imagine Schroeder was on that type of money.
Incredible.
Embarrassing.
The Lakers have now got a plethora of guards. So they got Russell Westbrook, Patrick Beverley, none. What's his
They
name?
got Lonnie Walker as well. Who's like
Lonnie-
a shooting guard.
yeah.
Yeah.
None, and also Dennis Schroeder. So that'll be interesting how they fit all 4 of those into the lineup. But now, after that news, we'll get brush the easy stuff. The NBA's cool
Come
at the
on,
moment.
here we go. This is what
Exciting
everyone
part.
wants.
Start, bench, cut.
Well, baby.
This
This is based not on stats. It's off your personal feel. So don't worry about dissing out all the numbers. I just want to hear one word answers. The player in the start, the bench, and the cut. I don't want to hear any other gibberish. Okay?
I can do that.
Are we gonna read all those out and then talk about it, or literally?
No, just one at a time. But I don't want to hear. Oh, I don't know. Just
Definitive.
I probably should have thought about it before I got here. Then. Okay, no, I've got it.
Oh, no. Speaking of fumbles.
yeah. Tommy C might get Dennis Schroeder. Anyway,
Just 2.4 mil wouldn't go too bad, though.
yeah, I'll take that another week.
Yeah.
Hey, let's keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Start, bench, cut. Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine. Riley, who you starting?
Jaylen Brown.
Who you cutting?
Donovan Mitchell.
Who you benching?
Zach LaVine.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay,
don't
before
know.
you even ask, I've got the same three. I've done the same thing. Start Jaylen Brown. Did you bench Donovan Mitchell?
No, you cut
I
Donovan.
cut.
Oh,
Donovan
sorry.
Mitchell.
I'll take that back. Start
with
Jaylen
you then.
Brown. Bench Donovan Mitchell. Cut Zach LaVine.
I'm
So I
with you.
clearly wasn't listening. But yeah, that's
I'm
what
with
I've
you.
done.
Good from you.
Why are you cutting Donovan Mitchell?
Why am I cutting Donovan Mitchell?
Do you see what he's just got traded for?
Yeah. I'm very glad you asked. No. I mean, it was it's like you said before, splitting hairs, but I've gone for Zach LaVine, slightly better 3-point shooter.
Is he?
The last
But
couple
his
of seasons.
defense is so bad.
So is Donovan Mitchell's
He
They're
can
both-
do it when he wants to.
when he wants to.
Yeah.
You're picking
And-
the guy over when he wants to.
Yeah, Zach LaVine just can't do it in general.
I'd probably disagree with that. That he can't do it. I think he's still serviceable. He's not a great defender, but he's still serviceable.
For me, the reason why I've cut LaVine, his injury history scares me.
Yeah, his knee.
Oh, we're talking about injury history.
No, but okay, I know we're going back to who we like, but I hate injury-prone players, which kind of, yeah, I just it's splitting hairs, but I just like Donovan Mitchell more because I just think he plays more games.
All right, well that's good. That was a good one. That was a good
Yeah.
warm up. That was a warm up, guys.
Hey, I was
We got-
confident. I'm gonna stick with it.
Me and Tommy were right, but
Everyone's gonna agree with me.
that was a warm up. Now we're getting to the
I
the
don't know
big
this one.
dogs.
I don't know.
The big dogs.
Still deciding.
Start, bench, cut. Luka, Joker, Kawhi. Now, when you have to say two names, first one I was saying Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine. When you got a nickname of just Luka, Joker, Kawhi, you know they're big dogs.
Superstar.
Right, Tommy.
Oh,
Start Luka, bench Jokic, cut Kawhi.
Cutting Kawhi.
As I said before, injury history scares
And
me.
you're starting Luka.
Yep, I love Luka so much.
2-time back-to-back MVP getting on the bench.
Yep. And I don't hate it.
Riley?
I'm starting Jokic. I am benching my guy Kawhi. I am not cutting him, and
We've gone the complete opposite.
I'm cutting Luka because I love Kawhi so much, and I'm a Clippers fan. So
Damn, we've gone through 3 different combos. So I've gone with start the 2-time MVP in Joker, cut Kawhi, and bench Luka. Luka's got too much talent to cut.
Yeah, but to be fair, you can also say that all three of them. But for me, as I said, I probably put too much emphasis on injury history, and I want my player playing. So
yeah, I don't have much. I'm just a Clippers fan. So Kawhi. Oh, Luka's a generational talent. So
So you're cutting him? No, you start.
oh, okay. So do you want my proper answer or my Clippers fan answer?
No, I'll take your Clippers answer so you get bagged on
means
social media.
you
sure.
get 3 different answers. So yeah, keep
Yeah.
going.
Okay. Sure.
But yeah, there you go. That was really hard.
Good. That's what I like to
I'm
hear.
sure I'm ready. I'm ready for Will Carpenter or Corey Lyle to rip me in the comments. So
Love that.
rip me.
Fan interaction, nothing
Please
better.
do.
So now we've gone from the big dogs. They've got nicknames. Everyone knows them by their nickname. Probably got signature shoes. Now we've gone to some people with some gaping issues in their game. Ben Simmons, Pascal Siakam, Robert Williams III. Riley, who you got?
Start Pascal Siakam. Bench Robert Williams III. Cut Ben Simmons.
Damn. You were nodding your head the whole time, so I'm assuming you're the same.
Same 3. Yeah, definitely starting Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam. If you watch Flight Reacts, you'll.
I
Okay.
don't get that. No, I'm not in the loop. Yep, Fletch.
Straight over my head. Flip Ben Simmons and Robert Williams third. I think Ben Simmons got more potential if he could get his nuts and bolts right. He's got more potential in terms of how he can handle the ball. Robert Williams will always just be a shot blocker and nothing else, but never be able to shoot a three. I mean, neither will Ben Simmons, but he can't handle the ball. Yeah. He can't run and pick a roll. He's a defensive shot blocker, and that's about it. And he can catch a lob at the rim, which every 7'2" can do.
Yeah.
So, pretty unanimous on that one. That was an easy one.
Yeah.
The last one, I like a lot. So, this is the best one, I reckon.
That's why you wrote it out for us, Fletch. Because you like it.
Oh, thank you. Start, bench, cut. Andrew Wiggins, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges. Riley. Got you again.
Me again. That's a curveball. That's a curveball.
No one expected that, did they?
Yeah, not at all. This one was tough for me. Sorry. I'm just going to do it. Start. Andrew Wiggins.
Ooh.
Bench, Mikal Bridges. Cut, OG Anunoby.
Ooh. I'm with you on that one. Benching OG Anunoby. I'm starting Mikal Bridges and
wait, so you've completely flipped.
You said you had the same thing.
Opposite to me.
OG Anunoby's is cut.
Oh, okay, yeah.
OG Anunoby's cut.
Yep.
I've worked the other way from you, sorry. And then Mikal Bridges benched, and then Andrew Wiggins started.
Spot on.
Yeah, I've done Wiggins start as well, but I have benched Anunoby and cut Mikal Bridges. The Wiggins and Anunoby was really close. Like I think up until I probably arrived here, I had OG starting, but
you rate him that highly.
Yeah, but I backflipped, and I thought
Mikal Bridges was very close to winning.
Yeah, he was all for me. He was always cut. It was really other two. Yeah, I was close to an OG until I walked in your door.
Mikal Bridges not rated by Tommy C. I don't think Tommy C. would picking up
Mikal
Bridges in his draft.
You know why he's not rated?
Why?
Because Mikal Bridges plays defense.
He doesn't.
And Tommy doesn't like defense,
no,
does he?
Luka Doncic doesn't need to play defense.
If anyone's seen Sunday Night Basketball, they know that Tommy does not like
3
defense.
and 0D is where I roll. I don't.
Literally.
Do you know what defense is?
No.
Do you get a medical certificate to come to every game because you are allergic to defense?
I stand on the wing, and I don't, and you always give me shit, Fletch, because I don't crash the vented boards, and I don't start running. I just stay still.
It's like his controller's broken.
Yeah. Boys, just ran out of battery.
I tell you right now, I play a very energy efficient game style where I stay still.
On the bench?
No, when I'm on the field, on the court, I stay
energy.
still. I same my hot zones. I got my hot zones at 2K.
Hot who? You have hot zones.
I don't think so. I usually make 1-3 a game.
Anyway, Tommy C doesn't know what defense is, whether he's watching or playing.
Defense overrated.
Or playing.
That is the basketball segment. Let us know in the comments who you're picking. Start, bench, cut.
Yeah. Give me some love for some Kawhi.
Especially when he hit that Luka Jokic Kawhi 3.
Yeah.
That was really hard, obviously. So
another week, another round of AFLW, and another loss for the Geelong women. Sadly. We were first up, so I had to talk about us first. We lost 28-16 against North Melbourne, and we've lost 2 in a row, and we're out of the 8. So it's panic stations at Geelong, but that's okay. West Coast defeated GWS 16-9. Disappointing for GWS. They had a great win last week against Sydney, but as we'll find out, I think that said more about Sydney than it did GWS. So Gold Coast defeated St Kilda, another surprise. And the 14-point margin actually flattered Gold Coast. St Kilda. Sorry, they were very poor. Sorry, I couldn't do that. Gold Coast were very inaccurate. This should have been probably a 4 or 5 goal win. Now the big one. Port Adelaide's first win in their history. Absolutely smashed Sydney. Sydney comfortably the worst team in the comp.
Bang!
is
Comfortably.
that's not a typo. You got here 2 behinds.
2 behinds.
For a whole game of football.
I thought
that was a typo.
No.
No, it's not. He doesn't make typos.
These are probably 2.
He's
elite.
He's pretty good.
I'm pretty organised. If he gets
he actually is. No, he's not pulling smoke up our ass. He actually is.
He can do the type thing, but like close your eyes and just
yeah, touch typing.
That's the one.
Look it up. It's actually very good to watch. Anyway, yeah, that's not a typo. And they're 2 bottom 4 teams, I'd say. Like Port Adelaide, that's their first win. They've been struggling, understandably.
You're telling me Port Adelaide's a bottom 2 team, bottom 4 team.
Bottom 4 team.
And they just beat, assume
presumably.
The worst team
Yeah.
and they only scored 2 points. And
Correct.
So who's the best team in the comp right now?
Brisbane.
What are Brisbane going to do to them?
They're going to beat them by 121 points.
Will Sydney score?
Yes.
Tommy, will Sydney score?
Well, I said I didn't watch. I thought it was a typo, so I'm probably the wrong person. But if they score 2 points against that side, they'd be lucky to score. I'm going to score 1 point.
All right, put $10 here for when Brisbane and Sydney play.
On Sydney not to score.
I'll put Sydney. If Sydney don't score, you have to give you $10. If Sydney do score, I'll give you $10. There we go.
That's a handshake right there. A podcast
Tommy, do you want to be in the
handshake.
bet?
Absolutely, I do.
What are you in for?
What are you on?
But there's only two options.
To score or not
Yeah,
to score?
what are you options you want?
They'll score. They'll score.
Alright.
All right.
So we'll
'Cause
share
I'm
the
on-
$10. We'll get 5
Yeah,
each.
we'll have 5 each. Yeah.
Five
Yeah.
each.
This is so dog.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you take 5 each. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, 10 each.
No.
It's not fair for you. You're on the higher odds. It's not fair for you to give out more because you're on sports bet odds. You're on clearly the higher
I'm like
odd bet.
$5 and you're like
Oh,
$1.
not to score is probably
Yeah.
26
So it's not fair for you to
I
be
reckon.
Yeah.
betting more money. You should be betting less money, but we're not going to talk about that. So so $5 each to us if
Alright.
they do
Pencil
score.
that in. I'll keep going. I'll check what round it is.
Yeah, I was
You
going to say.
keep- you
Yep.
keep going.
All right, no worries. Now, we had some history on the weekend. Carlton and Fremantle drew 32 apiece. That's 2 draws in a row for Carlton, if you didn't know that already. That is, funnily enough, this happened. GWS men in 2017 had 2 draws in a row. Before that, it was over 100 years ago, the last time
Yes.
that happened. So, extremely rare occurrence. Exact same story as last week. Carlton was slow out of the blocks. They had to fight back. And Freo should have won this. They had a shot from 15 metres out. Slight angle, minute to go, and she shanked it to the right. So, and that would have been Freo's first win of the season. They're still winless. And they've been in the finals the last 4 seasons.
Oh,
and
really?
they haven't won a game yet.
They're not an expansion club.
No. They've
wow.
been a consistent AFLW team throughout the whole
Wow.
competition. So this is the biggest surprise by a mile. The fact that they cannot win games, it does not make sense.
Okay.
So, Fletch, the Dogs,
Hey.
undefeated, beat Hawthorn 37-7.
Go
Great.
down to the boys' training session.
And teach them a thing or two.
Oh, I'll just look through every game.
Yeah,
They don't play.
they don't play. You
They
know
don't
what?
play.
That's probably fair.
It's probably a good
It's
thing.
probably fair. Give Sydney an extra season.
Oh, I didn't lose $10. Thank God for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you shook, I thought, geez, free money. Thanks very mum for the free money. Adelaide defeated Collingwood 21-16. Another close one. Adelaide's just scraping through every game, and I think the other clubs are going to rue this later on in the season. Adelaide are going to hit their straps. They're going to make finals, and they're going to be ready to go. Fletch.
Pick at the right
They're
time.
going to be ready to go. Yep.
Yep.
No Aaron Phillips. No worries.
Oh.
Richmond defeated Essendon in a thriller by 2 points. Richmond almost fumbled this one. They didn't score. Sorry, they kicked 1 goal in the second half, and it was basically 2 minutes in to the second half.
Yep.
And they didn't score after that. So that was not good, but they got the win. Now, the heavyweight clash. Brisbane defeated Melbourne 42-27. This makes Brisbane the red-hot favourites for me. Brisbane, they looked really good the first 3 games. Melbourne did too. Both clubs were undefeated, but Brisbane made a statement here. Melbourne were up 19-0 early, and Brisbane just killed them after that. So, Brisbane looking the best team in the comp by a fair way, but you don't want to peak too early. So, Melbourne, they've still got a chance. They're still up there, but this was a bit of an off day for them. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Brisbane looking the goods. A couple of teams in behind them. Dogs second on the ladder, I believe. So,
See
go
how they
then.
go.
So, yeah, it's lots going on in the AFLW. Almost hit the halfway point of the season. So,
It's quick. It's
Lovely.
quick.
yeah, they get through it real quick. So,
10 rounds. That's what happens.
yeah, it's good. So, that is it for that. But, Tommy C, the Premier League, there was some games.
Premier League was back this week. As I said last week, unfortunately, there were no games, but we've got the 7 games to touch on. Obviously, talk about a few more than others, but unfortunately, the Chelsea-Liverpool game was one of those 3 postponed, which is disappointing, but obviously, it can't be helped. So, there are 2... and when I mention the times, this is in Australian time. So I'll say 2:30 a.m. Obviously, it's Australian time. So there was 2 Saturday morning games. Villa defeated Southampton 1-0. in two sides that needed the win desperately. Villa got the win there, and Nottingham Forest defeated by Fulham 3-2. I watched this game, got up early. Dog woke me up bloody early, so I was like, you know what? There's soccer on, I may as well watch it.
Oh, twist my arm.
So and I brought Mitch Fitch into my fantasy team this week. So I was like, I'll watch it, and it didn't disappoint. 5-goal epic, so great to watch. Now moving into the Saturday evening fixture, the 9:30 game, to something to think about that wasn't Collingwood losing. Man City defeated 10-man Wolves 3-0. Now I'm not sure if you've seen this, Riley, but Wolves defender Nathan Collins genuinely did his best Karate Kid impression. Turning himself that was one of the worst tackles you will see this year.
Yeah, he's trying
horrendous.
A side hustle in acting.
How he even tried to complain about it, I will never know. It was. I hate Anthony Taylor's referee. We know that. But how he even remotely, that was his decision Taylor make all season.
That was I don't know. Yeah, like you said, there's just should be no dispute at all.
No,
that is straight up red.
But yeah, I don't get that. But City cruise control. Wolves have been very stingy defence to date. I haven't got the stats in front of me, but I don't think they've conceded more than 2 goals in a game before this game. But City look scary. Erling Haaland once again scoring. Kevin De Bruyne had 2 assists, while Jack Grealish got off the mark. Off the mark for himself this season. His first goal of the season inside the first 60 seconds. Now, Wolves actually played good after half-time. A lot of that was probably down to Man City taking their foot off the gas, being 3-0 up half-time. Not much need to really try. Probably didn't get out of second gear. But now, Riley, I cannot believe me to say this, but I almost hope Arsenal keep winning just so this league is not over by Christmas. Because at the moment, it will be.
Yes.
Liverpool dropping off, Chelsea obviously dropping off. Basically relying on Arsenal to keep this relatively close.
It's going to be a 2-horse race for second between Arsenal and Tottenham. Who would have thought?
Yeah,
who would have thought?
This league could be over by Christmas.
Yeah,
the way they're going, it's scary.
It's done.
It's done already. It is done already. But I'm hoping it is just a bit of relevance. I think the exciting part of the second half of the season will come from that battle for third and fourth. I think.
Just quickly, you're right. Wolves haven't conceded more than 2 goals in a game, but they've only won once.
Yes, it's weird. It's like they're not winning games, but they're not conceding. So they're losing. They're drawing 1-0, losing 1-0, drawing 1-1.
Yeah. So
they're very stingy, but very not winning games. Obviously.
Yep.
So
got to be winning.
Quickly, Newcastle drew with Bournemouth 1-1. Isaac, the signing for Newcastle, scoring in that one. Now Tottenham defeated Leicester. Now 6-2, 8-goal epic. Well, maybe not epic, but it was obviously whenever you get 8 goals in a game, it's a great spectacle. Now, I stupidly watched this. This is at 2:30 in the morning. I stayed up all day from 5 o'clock in the morning to watch that. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't mean to do this. Well, actually, I did mean to, but
did you?
I did mean to. Now, I stupidly forgot that I've got a new puppy who doesn't want to sleep in. So I was up till 4:30 and then realised my puppy wants to wake up at 7. So I had about 2 hours sleep Sunday morning. But it was a great game to watch. And Heung-min Son responded to being benched. He was benched after being scoreless throughout the first 6 games. He scored a hat-trick inside 14 minutes. And 2 of those were outside the box. Great goals. Now, Leicester, once again, proving they're a shell of the side that they've been the past few seasons. They've conceded 2 or more goals in 6 of the 7 games they've played, as well as needing penalties to overcome 4th-tier club Stockport. So then it goes Premier League, Championship, League 1, and then League 2. Needing penalties to overcome them in the Cup. So I've written here relegation danger as a question mark. Realistically, I think they've got enough firepower. I'm not sure what you think, Rod, but they're playing horrendous.
Oh, I mean, you can have all the firepower you want, but they look broken. Like, I don't know where a win comes from.
They're conceding goals for fun. I haven't got that in front of me, but they've I had a guess. They've conceded 3 or more goals in a lot of their games this year.
They're embarrassing.
So they're a danger, especially with the talent they've got. Tielemans, Vardy's on the bench. They've got enough players there. Should not be in this much strife. Everton defeated West Ham 1-0. And Riley, so I'll throw to you. I know you sent us a photo of your setup. Obviously, the Arsenal game was happening during the Brownlow. You had a bit of photo of the Brownlow on the TV and the soccer on the computer. So I'm not sure how much the Arsenal game you watched, but a comfortable 3-0 win for your boys.
Very happy sports fan at the moment. It's all lining up. Geelong's going to win the grand final. The Clippers are going to win the NBA championship, and Arsenal's going to win the league. So jump on board, boys. It's good times here. But yeah, like you said, I was watching the Brownlow at the same time, so I wasn't probably fully invested towards those last couple of rounds of the Brownlow. Was more focused on that, but this was our best performance of the season.
Was it?
I would say it was.
Brentford's been pretty good.
Yeah, they've been sneaky good. And the fact that we did not give them a sniff. Like, I don't recall them having a genuine chance on goal that was even close. Ramsdale didn't have to make any really good saves. The goals were proper goals. They weren't just yucky ones. Fabio Vieira.
That was a good goal.
That was a finish. I did get a little bit worried when no Zinchenko and no Odegaard on the team sheet. You get a bit nervous. Probably our two most important players so far this year. But yeah, we just overcame that. Defence was rock solid. And see, Gabriel gave a little clip to
did he?
Is it Tony from Brentford?
Yes,
on
because
Twitter?
did you remember that comment?
Yes.
Yeah, I was obviously a big comment on the
Yes.
thing saying, I think it was the first game of the year last year.
Yep.
I think it was Brentford's first game of the Premier League for some time. And yeah, I think he said, I think you obviously lost, and he said, good kick about with the boys.
Nice kick about with the boys.
So, and then I remember Arteta back in that
All or
documentary, he put a lot of emphasis on that.
nothing.
So yeah, that would have been a bit nice for the
Yeah,
Arsenal.
I'm sure it would have been a talking point. But yeah, like to win 3-0 away from home against a sneaky good team who can take points from you if you don't come at your best, especially after not a good performance against Man United and a pretty average performance in the Europa League. We're lucky to win that one. So yeah, happy, keep winning. But a couple of tough games now. We play.
Yes, your fixtures turn.
Yeah. So, but we had to win the ones we were supposed to win. So happy.
Yeah, Arsenal going well. So yeah, that's it for the Premier League. Fletched. At this stage, there is 10 games will go ahead. I don't see any reason why they won't. This isn't. I forgot. There is international break, so there's no Premier League this week. Next week they resume. Yeah, the dreaded international break is upon us. Obviously, with the World Cup approaching, there's probably a bit more importance to them. But yeah, so no Premier League this weekend, but I'll be back next weekend. Fletcher?
Love to hear it.
Yeah, you had anything to add? When was the last time you watched a soccer game, out of curiosity?
Played FIFA on
Pro clubs?
Saturday night.
On Saturday night?
Yeah, kick off.
So the mic wasn't on. Yeah.
Oh.
Don't think I won a game. Oh no, I bet Will won a game actually.
Yeah, but
he was India.
he was playing on.
Did you have a little FIFA
He was
tournament?
playing the cross and shoot buttons were mixed up.
Oh
No
no,
fucking
on,
way. Are you
on,
serious?
on one controller.
Yeah.
Do you remember I used to be really at pro clubs? I used to sometimes shoot, sometimes cross.
Yes.
So my red
No way.
controller is, I think circle was shoot and cross
What
was
the-
square,
Oh my God.
and then on my other controller, square was shoot and circle was
Are you serious?
cross. Yeah.
So we
You
were
didn't-
playing. I used one controller and played played Fletch, and then played Will in a game and went to shoot, and it was just the most like lollipop cross, and I was like, "What the hell? That was a shot."
So yeah,
Went and
we
looked, and
figured
they're
it
on
out.
alternate.
Yeah.
Because you didn't play striker in our pro club, so you didn't
but-
shoot very often. So that's
No.
why you weren't able to figure it out.
Well, I thought I was going crazy. I was like, I swear last time it was
Yeah,
shoot was circle,
A powerful
Oh my
shot.
God.
Yeah.
and then the next time I'm like, I swear shoot was square. Well, we found out
it was bad,
the case was closed.
Oh my God.
but then he made up for it with some incredible COD play.
No, it wasn't very good on the COD, but it was good fun. It wasn't too bad. It was FIFA like 20 though, wasn't it?
Yeah, 20. Yeah.
So a little bit old, but hopefully, we've talked about getting renewing our pro clubs team. We got our group of mates have a pro clubs team, and we did one last time. So I'm hoping to renew that FIFA 23 once the game becomes less expensive. I don't think anyone wants to spend that much money on the game, but
Spend $80 on the same game as last year. But that's
pretty
all
much. But yeah, that's it for the soccer boys.
That is another episode of the Pub Test, our all sports episode 9. I think that was very fun.
I enjoyed that.
Lots happened.
Lots of interactive stuff in this one.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Yeah.
Bit less news to cover, but we always like we like doing this interactive stuff for you guys to think. So I'm still very keen to hear what everyone has to say about the NBA stuff, because I copped a bit for my benching Kawhi and stuff, but enjoyed that one. Enjoyed spending a bit of extra time doing some opinion stuff as opposed to just the news.
Yeah.
So coming up, we got the grand final this week, which we'll do a nice big review on obviously we record on the Tuesday, but they'll be out on the Wednesday.
Yes, it would have already been out if you're listening to this one. It would be the day before, most likely. Is that what you mean? The grand
I
final?
think it's
preview?
next
No,
week.
no.
Next
Oh,
week.
next week. Yeah,
like-
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we'll review the review of the grand final.
Good one.
And then we'll head into some list management stuff for the footy podcast. And then for the worldwide, we're just ticking along. NBA starts October 19th. EPA will come back from their international break. Not next week, the week after, obviously. And then everything will just keep ticking along.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening, and have a good weekend.
Yeah. Go Swans.
Oh, screw you.